Panther family, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the I Will Say podcast. I'm your host, Mac, and I'm so excited to have the guest on that I do tonight because not only am I a self-proclaimed biggest fan of the baseball team, the baseball season actually starts this weekend in New Orleans. My guest tonight is the bus stop bomber himself, senior first baseman Luke Boynton. Luke is a local product and is a stud on the diamond and in the classroom, so I'm so honored to have him on tonight. Luke, I know I thanked you off air, but I'll go ahead and thank you again real quick for giving me some time this evening. Like I said, we won't waste too much time. I'll go ahead and get into it. Luke, how have you been, my man? How's everything been since last summer?
I have been fantastic. Just been back into work with the boys. We're really excited for this upcoming weekend. It seems like we've been practicing and playing each other for centuries now, so we're really excited to just find somebody else to play against.
I love it, man. I love it. Cool. So yeah, the first question we'll start with here, Luke, is one that everybody on the show gets. I'm excited to hear your answer as you've been a student athlete here for a couple years now, going on three. But what has been your favorite part of being a student athlete at Georgia State specifically?
I would have to say my favorite part about being a student athlete here is just the camaraderie of the team, the way our coaches kind of teach the style. Like we're always excited, we're always having fun together, and that's like not found in every program. Like we actually enjoy going to the field every day, having practice. Like we enjoy hanging out with each other, and it's definitely a special group for sure.
I love it, man. I love it. And I won't say you're calling out any other schools, but you played at two other schools, so I mean, to say that about Georgia State, I feel like that's really saying something. So that's awesome. What has been your favorite memory so far? I know that favorite memory is going to be winning that Sun Belt championship this summer, but what's been your favorite memory so far?
So far, I think it would have to be the Georgia game. It was our first time this past season beating Georgia. A lot of my friends who go to UGA were at the game, and we got to punch them in the mouth and beat them in front of all my friends. That was definitely a huge part of the season last year. That was super exciting.
I love it. I love it. Speaking of your friends, we'll go back in time a little bit here, down the timeline for Luke Boynton. He went to high school at the legendary Walton High School. As I was saying off air, I went to Walton. We got Dave Cohen, Ryan Harrow. Georgia State's got some legends in you guys in the athletic department there. But you also helped the Raiders win a state title your freshman year. Coming from an area with such an influx of talent in the sport of baseball, what did it mean to you to win a title in an area like Cobb County? And it just what sense of accomplishment did that honestly bring you?
Definitely a lot of accomplishment just to start off with being around such good players that have come through Walton. There's so many guys that have gotten drafted out of there, so many high prospects and even big leaguers now that I've gotten to play with. And definitely just being a part of teams with those caliber players has definitely helped myself. And like it's just something special that not everybody gets a chance to do, just playing with guys of that caliber. And it seems like every year Walton has somebody of that caliber. It's really cool.
Oh yeah. Got what's is it Carter Kaboom on the Nationals?
Yeah, Carter Kieboom, he was
Kaboom, yeah.
so the year we were state champs, I was a freshman and he was a senior shortstop and he was a stud, definitely a major role in us winning the championship that year.
Nice. I love it. I love it. Do you think you would perhaps be playing a different sport if you didn't grow up in a place like East Cobb? Because those of you that may not know, East Cobb is kind of known for its baseball. It's got East Cobb baseball over there by Kell High School, and it's just there's a lot of talent coming out of that area. So, do you think you'd be playing a different sport if you didn't grow up in East Cobb?
I don't think I would just because of baseball is like it's baseball mecca in East Cobb. If you haven't been there, everybody plays baseball. Everybody grows up at East Side playing travel ball together, and it's just a super big thing. I did play a couple years of high school football and ended up getting injured my senior year, so the baseball coach wasn't super happy about that, and it ended my football career a little short. So
I hear you on that, man. Hey, you're a stud on the diamond, so I can imagine the coach was like, "Hey, just save it for the spring." I love it. That's awesome though. Like I said, the moving down the timeline a little bit. You played one season in Lincoln, Nebraska. Well, I guess you can't say a whole season. The season got cut short by the pandemic. Did this ultimately lead to your decision coming back down south? And how did that really go about?
So it was my sophomore winter break. Um, I ended up having some family issues occur, and it had to bring me back to the state of Georgia to play, or within like 5 hours of just having to be home. And I think Georgia Tech and Georgia were definitely like the ideal spots at first. And then I talked to Strom, he reached out, and he just seemed like a guy I would want to play for, and it ended up being a great choice for me, and I've really enjoyed my time here.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, Stromdahl, I've had the pleasure of talking to him a few times, and every time I'm just like, man, this guy is, excuse my French, he's a shit, man. He's a cool guy. He's a cool
Yeah.
guy. That's awesome though. That's awesome. So you kind of answered my second question, like what made you decide to go with Georgia State over those two schools, but no shock in that it's Coach Dahl. So that's awesome. But okay, so now moving down a little bit more, once you came to GSU, you did make an immediate impact, absolutely crushing the ball all over the bus slots and being top 10 in homers in the Sun Belt the past 2 years. Did being back in the great state of Georgia give you that spark?
You know what? And might have. I've always been able to hit in the state of Georgia, I guess, maybe not as much in Nebraska or Florida, but Georgia's treated me right. I think it definitely helped being back home, close to family. My family's at almost every game because we're not too far out of the way. And it's definitely really cool being able to play in front of my parents again every weekend.
I bet, man. I bet. Yeah, no, that's got to be something that, it just got to remind you when you're like a little kid, man. Those are the best memories. You look up at the plate, look up, you see mom and dad, and everything's gonna be all right. So, I love it. I have a feeling I know which one, but which one of your 28 dingers so far is the first one that comes to your memory? Like when you think of all the homers you've hit at Georgia State, which one is that first one that comes to memory?
We actually were having this conversation earlier because there was a video posted, and this one isn't on video anywhere, but the ball I hit in the conference tournament was definitely like the farthest home run I've ever hit at Georgia State, and it was definitely super cool being in that situation in a win or go home game. We ended up losing the game, but it was definitely the farthest ball I've ever hit. It was really cool.
Nice. That was Texas State, right?
It was against ULM my first year here.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
And yeah, the second closest has got to be probably the game at Clemson. I hit two homers in one game. Those both were hit really well. So it was definitely cool.
Oh yeah, no, you that's how it is with you, man. Every time it goes yard, it's a bomb, man. It's a no doubter. It's a no doubter for sure. So, and hey, man, like everybody, I dig the long ball. You know what I mean? So when I see that thing go yard, it just puts a smile on my face.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, so speaking of the bus lots, yours truly has dubbed you guys as the bus lot bombers. I'm not sure if you've seen it on Twitter or if McGinnis or Ruiz, who I interviewed last year, I told you about the name. But I gotta get your opinion on it, man. Be very honest with me here. Do you like the nickname or should I tweak it a little?
I absolutely love it. I think we've kind of embraced it too, especially this last season. Like every time you watch a game, there's definitely one of us in that lineup that's going to be hitting a home run, and I definitely like the nickname. It's stuck, it's catchy. I really enjoy it.
Good, good. I love it, man. And you're exactly right. Like literally last year, I swear it was literally every single game there was at least one bomb, at least one.
The people's offense. That's
I love it. I love it. And honestly, man, I could tell, and you can confirm this. One of you guys would hit one in the first inning, and then it would become a competition for the rest of the lineup to see who could hit another or who could hit the furthest. So
definitely. We're already talking about who we think's going to hit the first home run on opening night. So, oh yeah, we're getting the ball rolling again.
I love you. Who's the betting favorite right now?
Um, if I had to say who I think it's going to be, I got Will Mize hitting the first home run of the season. He's primed and ready to go. He's been looking really good.
Okay, the Prez. I see it. I see it. All right, cool. I love it. I love it. So, one more question about the bus lot because I've always honestly been curious about this. It's a bus lot. There's no shaking that, right? Does playing in the bus lot give you guys like kind of an edge that most people wouldn't really understand? And just looking at it, you can't get it unless you're part of it.
Yeah, I would say that we as a team have definitely embraced it. Like, yeah, it's not the best park ever, but it definitely gives us an advantage for we're used to playing there, and a lot of other teams that come in and play at our place to come surprised sometimes and almost like not ready to go. And that's when we've been taking advantage of teams at home the past couple of years. We've truly embraced just like that's our field and we're gonna play like it and we're gonna be grinders at the plate and just playing hard just because that's our field. We got to match the energy of our field.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I had a feeling that was the case, so I'm glad I asked. I'm glad I asked. Cool. So moving on a little, you guys had a great season last year, winning 30 plus games. Actually, 2 years in a row, winning 30 plus games, getting the third Sun Belt tournament win in school history, and sweeping that directional school down south that will not be named 4-0 because you got three in the regular season and one in the tournament. So what did last year mean to you guys? And how are you guys using last year to kind of propel you forward in 2024?
I think last year we had super high expectations going into this season. Obviously, we've been super talented ever since I've gotten here. And we had a good season, but a lot of us feel like we underachieved a lot. And that's kind of been like a chip on our shoulder this year. We see all the preseason rankings and all of that, and we've been kind of using that as a chip on our shoulder, and we're really excited about this year. I think it's the most talented team we've had, and then by far one of the most closest teams we've had. Our team chemistry is through the roof this year. Everybody's been playing for each other. So I think we're really excited about this year and kind of using last year as like a little bit of an underachievement as the chip on our shoulder.
Love it, man. I love it. Hey, chip on the shoulder in sports, it can accomplish some great things for you. So I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it at all. So as I was saying though, Panthers start the season this weekend in New Orleans against the Privateers. I hope I'm saying that right. How excited are you guys to get this season started? I know that's kind of what you've been getting at, but how excited are you to get the season started, and how much are you looking forward to the weekend in New Orleans with your teammates?
I am super excited. It's obviously my last go ride. So I'm excited for that, just ready to embrace this whole season and have a lot of fun. And I know as a team, we're definitely a lot older this year, a lot of fifth year seniors, a lot of just seniors in general. Everybody's ready to give it one last hurrah. And I think we're really excited about what we're going to do this year.
I love it. You guys got any plans for New Orleans? You gonna go hit the French Quarter or go get a grenade or whatever they're called?
I I am not exactly sure what times we play, but if we have any open time, I'm definitely going to go check out some food spots in New Orleans because I've heard they've had some of the best food in the world. So
They truly do, man. They truly do. So definitely, you'll be eating good. Definitely.
what I
Uh,
like to hear.
I love it. I love it. So, talking about the schedule real quick, you actually won't leave the city of Atlanta for the rest of the month after this weekend. Are you guys kind of viewing this as an opportunity to get off to a hot start with having, the rest of the month of February all basically at home?
I think honestly, we're taking every game as an advantage to we're trying to get to 40 wins this year and playing every home game we can obviously helps because I think we have a huge edge at home against other teams. And we're definitely looking to get off to a hot start because you know how conference play can be sometimes. There's a lot of good teams in the conference and definitely looking to get a really hot start out of the gate.
Luke, I swear, man, it's like you did the perfect segue for my next question right there. My next question is baseball in the Sun Belt may be at an all-time high right now in terms of talent. It's truly, just like it is with football, where it's like, man, we are a very talented conference. So with you guys going on the road against most of the big boys, if you will, in the conference, with that being Coastal Carolina, Southern Miss. Actually, I think Southern Miss is the one we have at home. But we got Southern on the road. Um, How are you guys viewing that challenge, and are you kind of viewing it as a welcome to challenge, if you will?
Yeah, I definitely think it's more of a welcome challenge for us because obviously our goal is to make it to a regional and see what happens from there. So just playing a lot of these really good teams on the road in conference, you happen to go there on a weekend and you play good ball, then you come back in a way better spot when it comes to making a regional or not. Like we're excited for the teams we play on the road. We know they're going to be challenging, but we have a lot of older guys that have been through um, a lot the last two seasons, so I think we'll be able to handle it this year.
Nice. I love it. No, yeah, man. I'm excited for some of the arms we got this year. I'm definitely excited because the offense has always been there. Like you said, the people's offense. So um but no, I'm pumped. Um with that being said, will there be a little bit more of an emphasis on the weekend series as opposed to those midweek games that sure may be against a Power Five like a Georgia or a Tech or a South Carolina or whatever it may be? But is the emphasis really going to be on those weekend series and making sure you get the sweep?
I think as far as like team mindset goes for this season, I think we're treating every game as if it were a Friday night game. Like we want to get to 40 wins, you gotta win on the weekends and you gotta win in your midweek. So we're definitely gonna take it game by game, and definitely every single game is gonna count a lot for us because we're trying to hit that number.
Nice. Okay. Real quick, just made me think as you were saying it. Can you speak to experience? Do you feel like those midweek games, if you beat Georgia, I know, we beat Tech a few years in a row now. Like, do you feel like that puts you on the national map more, or like does it at the end of the day, is it more of just kind of like this feels good to take it to the, the namesake university in our state?
Well, I think it's always great beating up on guys that we've all grown up with. I mean, a lot of the one of my best friends is on Georgia Tech, so I absolutely love beating Tech every year since I've been here. And same goes for Georgia. I grew up playing with those guys, so it's awesome getting to play against them, and it's even better that we have beaten them in the past couple years. So it's definitely nice.
Nice, nice. Yeah, no, I think last year we beat every other D1 school in Georgia. So we literally ran the state last year. Cool. I got a couple more questions for you, Luke, and then we'll get you out of here on that. The last question about the team and baseball in general. As you were just saying, and as I certainly believe, this team is certainly good enough to win the conference and more. Being the regional, make it to a super if things go the way we hope, right?
Oh yeah.
But what would it mean to you and your teammates to bring a Sun Belt championship, or maybe even host a regional or go win a regional? Like what would that honestly mean for you guys at the end of the day?
I think that would mean everything to us. That's our goal. That's what we've been working towards these past couple years. And we definitely have the team to do it. We have guys on our team that have been to super regionals, been to the College World Series. We have some experience with that. And it would be probably mean the world to all of us if we were to make a regional and go on a run. And it's definitely possible. So we're all super excited.
I love it. I love it. What do you think will need to be done other than winning, obviously, but what do you think will need to be done to make sure that happens? And I feel like, kind of what I'm getting at is how close the team is, right? Like, is it going to have to be even when the thick and thin, right? So what do you think will need to be done to get to that 40 wins?
Yeah, I think you're right. When it comes to how close the team is, it's kind of we're all super close and we all have been responding to adversity well so far this preseason. And I think it just takes, we've always been really good at points in the past couple seasons, and then we've had some really bad streaks as well. It's kind of evening that flow, and when stuff starts to go bad, how are we going to respond? And I think we have the team this year to kind of knock that down and kind of just stay even the whole time and with the wins and losses.
Awesome, man. I love it. No, I think you guys will be able to be a little more even keel when it comes to that this year. I got a good feeling. All right, Luke, last question for you. This one's a little bit more of a fun one. I'll paint the picture for you real quick. The whole team is on the bus, coaches included, and you got the aux cord. you're in control for the music for the next 3 hours on the way to the game. So, is it going to be what kind of music are you going to be playing? Is it going to be more pump up, more meditation? Like what artists are going to be on this playlist?
Oh, I mean, we have a team song right now, and it's dedicated to JoJo Jackson. He says that this is his favorite song ever, and we've all been kind of riding with it. And it's Love Sosa by Chief Keef. So that's the team song right now, apparently. And I definitely can vibe with that. We can all rap on the way to the New Orleans to some Chief Keef. So
Okay. Hey man, keeps a little more of my time, the little more millennial, but hey man, I love you guys are keeping Chief Keef alive, man. I love that. I love that.
absolutely.
All right, man. Well, I'll get you out of here on that one. Thank you so much for giving me some time, Luke. Best of luck this season. I know you guys are going to accomplish some amazing things. So I'm just excited to be able to be a fan and be a part of the journey with you guys. So best of luck again. Thank you again. And let's keep in touch.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the show. Looking forward to the season and go Panthers.
Oh yeah, he said it for me. He knows what to say. As always, Panthers. As always, Panther family. Go Panthers.
Yes, sir.